Hey team, Pasa here, and today I'll be sharing my favorite tips to succeed in online tutoring.
I always make sure that I'm over-prepared and that I have contingency plans in place.
If this is your first time with a student, I would always suggest to organise a backup method of communication with the parent beforehand, just in case things go awry in the lesson.
Remember that even though you're not face to face, there's still a human being on the other end of the screen. You know, there's still things going on in their day, going on in their life. So starting the session with a quick 2-minute catch up on how they're doing, what's been going on.
Highly recommend you to have some sort of platform which has high connection in it, something like Discord or Skype or something like that. That would be very good. Even the Alchemy platform that has been provided to our tutors, that's been very good.
To recruit a friend or parent ahead of time to try out the whiteboard feature with you and the programs, and then you'll see how things are going to run and you'll be prepared for your first lesson.
Create a Google Doc to share with your student, so it helps with knowing the previous content that you've already covered in the lesson, and it can also help you outline future expectations. It's really great for editing, such as commenting on essays, and it's easy to access, so everything is all in the one place.
Tutoring, have all your windows and tabs open for screen sharing. I always have an outline of the lesson written up on the whiteboard and in the shared notes, and I always make sure my students download the shared notes before I end the meeting, so that they've got a record of everything we did.
Revise topics that they have done during online schooling and turning their weaknesses into strengths.
Make sure that you have some sort of tool where you can write down stuff so you can make it more engaging in terms of mathematics especially. For example, for me, I used my iPad and an Apple Pencil to explain stuff and then jot down things.
If you're working with the shared whiteboard feature, to just have all of your learning materials saved ahead of time in the right format and maybe in the right order that you're going to present them as well.
Having a game at the end of each session. For me, I prefer a Q&A session where I ask my students writing prompts. This not only allows me to gauge their understanding, get to know them better, but also is a little bit of fun.
A little game that I really like to play with some of my younger students especially is a game that I call a dice game, and I actually brought in 6-sided dice when I was doing this in my in-person sessions, and I had 2 6-sided dice and I'd roll the dice and we'd give them about a minute and they have to do times tables with them, and you can type 12-sided dice into Google and do this online and share the screen, which is really fun.
Utilizing resources on the internet, such as adding memes or linking YouTube videos, it can be really helpful in engaging them and giving them something to look back onto even after the lessons. And
split up the session into multiple subjects rather than just focusing on one.
And of course, make sure you bring a lot of enthusiasm into the lesson. Online lessons can be very repetitive and largely around the same.
Help your student feel more proud of themselves, more confident, even when they make a really small amount. Really something that they think is a small amount of progress. It's still really good to keep encouraging them and also setting them up for that mindset of when there's a challenge to really be proud of themselves when they work it out rather than just feeling like they want to give up.
Emphasizing that you're there for the student and they can contact you and ask you any questions that they need help with. This not only brings them comfort, but also creates more successful online tutoring sessions.
Extra engagement and questions around their own interests to incorporate into the lesson, because you're not face to face, so just having that extra layer of getting to know them will help with the flow of things.
So those are a few tips I have.
Hopefully that was helpful. Thank you, bye-bye.